Last year, I said goodbye to my home office of 5 years and said hello to this. Yeah, this place was a fixer-upper. One side of the duplex was in pretty good condition, but the other one that we wanted to live in was fully gutted, so we had to do some renovations which took over 4 months. But now I'm ready to share the space with you. If there's one thing I learned from designing home offices, it's that rushing never works. So for this home office, I'm really trying to build slowly. So you'll see a lot of familiar items that I've had for a while, and you'll also see some stuff that I can't wait to replace. I'm just waiting to find the right pieces. But before we start, please consider subscribing to the channel. It really goes a long way, and the goal this year is to reach 100k subscribers, and there's no way I'll be able to do that without your help. The home office is comprised of 4 zones. The main desk setup where most of my work happens, a receiving and prep area for camera gear and packages, a maker area for 3D printing and other tools, and a multi-purpose desk for architecture, filming, and gaming. Starting with the main setup, this is where I spend most of my time. So everything else in the home office revolves around this. The desk itself is the Ergonoffice Way desk. I've had this for a while now, and honestly, I don't know if or when I'll ever change it. The add-on drawer and the cable management are just so clutch, and of course, it's a standing desk, which makes it really versatile to use. I'm super happy with this, and I can't think of any reason why I would change it. My main monitor is the Apple Studio display mounted on a monitor arm. It's a 27-inch 5K display that looks super sharp. I really love the glossy screen because you get really deep blacks and vibrant colors, and it's really great to use for all sorts of creative work. My only gripe is that this monitor is starting to feel a little small for certain tasks, so I'm thinking of upgrading to a 32-inch monitor or a 34-inch ultra-wide monitor, but for now, this gets the job done. On top of the monitor, I have the BenQ Screenbar Pro, which I highly recommend. I really like this specific model because all the controls are integrated. They have other ones that have a control puck, but I think it just clutters your desk. But this one really keeps it clean. I always recommend this for people who love working in the dark or at night because it really makes a huge difference. And trust me, once you use one, you're never going back. Below the monitor, I have a Grove-made desk shelf, which I use to store the tools I use often. And it also houses my Nomad charger and this Anker charging dock. The computer I'm using is the 14-inch M3 Max MacBook Pro, and I think this setup makes a lot of sense. I have one device that I could use on the go and also use docked when I'm at home. I have it connected to the CalDigit TS4, which allows me to have quick access to my ports and SD card readers, and also connect other accessories like my Ugreen NAS. I recently upgraded my mouse to the MX Master 4 from the 3S. I've only been using it for about 2 weeks, so I haven't fully explored the new features yet, but I will say there's something about the ergonomics that feels a little off for me. The grip just feels different. I'm not sure what it is. Maybe I'm just not used to it yet, but it's definitely something to take note of. For my keyboard, I'm using the Knob 1 from Work Louder. I waited over a year for this keyboard. I pre-ordered it mainly because I liked how it looked, but after finally getting it in my hands, I can say that it was worth the wait. I like how it feels when typing, I like how it sounds, and the additional dials are pretty nice to have. It even has a built-in timer function, which is a really nice touch. My mouse and keyboard are sitting on a Grove-made wool desk mat, which again, I've had for years. It's a great surface to rest my hands and devices on. It hides dirt really well. In fact, I've spilled coffee on this more times than I'd like to admit, but it still looks pretty good. For audio, I'm still using the Kanto U4 speakers. They sound great for casual listening, and they just look good on the desk setup, so I haven't really felt the need to change them. And finally, the chair I'm using is the Steelcase Carmen. Personally, I find it pretty comfortable even though it doesn't have a lot of padding. It's designed to move around with you, so it's not bulky and it's easy to move around the room. But I definitely recommend trying one before buying it because my wife does not like this chair at all. There's one thing I added in my home office for the first time, and it honestly makes a huge difference in my everyday work life. And if you work from home, you already know this. Floors get dirty fast. Between filming, moving gear around, and just everyday life, my office just collects dust and crumbs constantly. And the last thing I want to do after working all day is vacuum and mop. So I've been using the MOVA P10 Pro Ultra Gen 2, and it's basically taken a huge chunk of my cleaning tasks off my plate. What stood out to me right away is how much it gets done in one pass. It doesn't bounce around or redo the same areas over and over. It just cleans and then moves on. I noticed that most around my desk and along the edges of my room, which are usually the hardest spots to keep clean. And a big reason for that is how strong it is. It has 26,000 pascals of suction, and you can actually see the difference, especially on rugs and along the edges. It pulls out fine dust and debris I didn't even realize was there, and the brush design does a good job of picking things up without scattering them everywhere. But where it really separates itself is edge cleaning. It uses what MOVA calls maxi reach, which basically means that the side brush and mop can extend outward and follow along walls and corners. So instead of stopping short, it actually reaches into those edges and baseboards where dirt usually builds up. Navigation has been smooth even with all the stuff I have in my office, and it gets under my desk and credenza without me having to rearrange anything. The mopping of the MOVA P10 Pro Ultra Gen 2 also surprised me. It uses a high-pressure, fast-rotating mop for day-to-day cleaning, and when it goes back to the dock, it washes the mop with hot water, so that means you're not just dragging dirty water across your floors. And it even dries itself afterwards, so it's ready for the next run without requiring any maintenance from me. Between the self-emptying dock, mop washing and drying, and fast charging, this robot vacuum really does feel hands-off. Day to day, this consistency and reliability is what I appreciate most. I have it set to clean at night so that in the morning, I walk into a space that already feels taken care of. And this makes the MOVA P10 Pro Ultra Gen 2 one of the best value robot vacuums that you can get for under $500. You're getting features that are usually reserved for more expensive models. And for something that reduces friction in my daily routine and keeps my workspace clean without requiring any effort from me, that price makes a lot of sense, especially if you work from home. I'll leave a link in the description below if you want to check it out, and special thanks to MOVA for sponsoring this portion of the video and helping me keep my home office clean. Now, moving over to the receiving and prep area, I have this credenza that I got from All Modern a few years back. This is where I keep my packages and products that I need to work on, and it's also where I store some of my camera accessories. So whenever I'm getting ready for a shoot, I'll usually stop here first and grab what I need. On top, I have a wool desk mat from Grovemade just to add a softer surface for placing cameras and lenses while I'm preparing. And above all of this, I added 2 Grovemade wall shelves to display products that I've been enjoying recently. Next to it is a ladder shelf from Amazon, which again, I've had for a while, but I am getting tired of this one, so I'm thinking of moving this to the living room and potentially replacing this with something else, but I'm not really sure yet. The newest thing I added to my home office is this maker area. I've wanted a 3D printer for years, so I'm honestly really excited that I finally have one in here. Well, technically I have 2. I have the Bambu Lab A1 Mini, which is a great printer. It's very capable despite its smaller size. And I also have the Bambu Lab H2D, which is easily one of the best 3D printers out there right now. As someone who's still new to 3D printing, what I really appreciate about these printers is how user-friendly they are, so it really made getting into this hobby a lot less intimidating. So far, I've been mostly printing practical things I've seen people make online, but the bigger goal here is to create products and solve specific problems that I have. I actually made one video where I printed a lens cap for my iPhone, which ended up getting some pretty crazy views, so that made me want to do it even more. I'm sure a lot of you guys are really good with this 3D printing stuff, so if you guys have any tips, I'm all ears. Both of my printers are sitting on this Husky jar, and I'll be honest, I tried to find something else because I feel like everyone has one in their setup, but it really was the only solution that made sense for my space, and if anything, the only thing I regret is not getting it sooner. It keeps everything in my space organized, my phones, tools, and my 3D printing supplies. I haven't even fully optimized this yet, and it's already a game changer. Over on the left, I added this display shelf with integrated lighting. I mainly wanted a dedicated place to store finished prints and future projects instead of letting them pile up around the office. Another big upgrade in the home office is this multi-purpose desk. The whole idea here was to create a true do-it-all setup, something that I can use for architecture work, filming videos, and gaming, so I wanted to keep it as minimal and flexible as possible. I actually have an idea for this desk that I haven't seen done before, but I'm still finalizing some details, making sure that it works. But once it's dialed in, I'll definitely share it in a future video. The desk itself is the Grove-made desk in walnut. It's a 28-inch by 58-inch desk, which is a bit smaller than what I had, but the quality on this thing is honestly insane. I went with the solid wood top, which looks incredible, especially in person. You can see just the grain on this surface and looks really beautiful. And there's a lot of thoughtfulness in the design. From the integrated drawer that keeps everything organized, like my keyboard, mouse, and all sorts of tools, to the cable management that's easily accessible even from the front. I bought these casters from Amazon and installed them on the desk so I can easily move it around the space. For the display, I'm using a 4K 32-inch OLED monitor from LG, and I have it mounted on an Ergoton monitor arm. It's a great multi-purpose monitor. The image and text looks sharp and vibrant, so it's great for work. And because it has a fast refresh rate, it's also really great for gaming. And for my mouse and keyboard, I'm using a Logitech Superlight 2 and a Keychron K2HE set on a Grove-made matte desk pad. I also still have my Coffee Racer sim rig, which I talked about in a previous video. And I'm also still using the PC I built back in 2022, but I'm planning on building a new PC soon, so stay tuned for that. Because this desk moves around so much, the chair I use here had to feel just as flexible. And the Libernova Omni has exceeded my expectations. I've tried a ton of chairs, from cheap ones to really expensive ones, and this is definitely up there in terms of comfort. What I like most is how it feels when you actually sit in it. The backrest naturally contours to your spine and supports you without feeling stiff. It has a lot of adjustment options, so it's easy to dial in exactly how you want it. And the seat strikes a really good balance between support and comfort, so it's nice to use even during longer sessions. One thing I really wanted to try was the Omni Stretch feature, and I got to try it during CES and I was instantly sold. It helps you decompress by slowly stretching your back to relieve the tension when sitting for a long time, and it's a really great way to relax and take a break, especially during a long work day. And because of this feature, I definitely recommend getting the footrest so you can take advantage of it. I've only been using this chair for a little over 2 weeks, but so far it's been really impressive. Obviously, I can't speak on durability or anything like that yet, but I'll definitely be doing a long-term review on this chair in the future. Before wrapping things up, here's a quick rapid fire of some notable items I have around in the home office. For lighting, I'm using a mix of practical and ambient lights to set the vibe. I have 3 lamps from Gantry spread around the home office. I also brought back this floor lamp fitted with 3 Govee bulbs, and I have a few different presets saved so I can quickly change the mood of the room depending on what I'm doing. By my main desk, I added a Govee light bar for some subtle ambient light, and for more controlled lighting, I'm using an Amaran 60X with a lantern softbox to help fill the space evenly. For decorations, I'm keeping things pretty simple for now. I have 3 posters from a company called The Neighborhood, a map of the Philippines from East of Nowhere, and a few plants scattered around the room to keep it from feeling too sterile. So that's my home office in 2026. It's not finished, and honestly, I don't think it ever will be. This space will keep evolving as I grow as a content creator, and that's a big reason why I wanted to take things slow this time around. And if you're building your own setup, I highly suggest that you do the same. Take your time, learn what you actually need, and let the space grow with you. If you made it this far in the video, type intentional in the comments below, and please consider subscribing to the channel and giving this video a thumbs up. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.